Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Rachel.
And today we are going to talk all about something that stopped us in our tracks. And we were like, holy moly, this is a whole podcast episode. So if you haven't, before I say the statement though, if you haven't listened to our episode number 2, all about community, we go back and we talk all about community and why we make the case for community, how it's a hill we're going to die on. And we also talked in that episode about the difference between community and networking.
That's right.
And so today we're going to talk all about the other side of that coin, which is networking. I'm Emily.
And I'm Rachel. And this is the Rowlett Podcast.
So let me just hit y'all with this statement here, okay? Your network is your net worth.
Say it again, Emily.
Your network is your net worth.
Ooh.
It's your net worth. And so with that being said, we're going to kind of break down like what a network is, how to acquire it, how do you know it's like the right network? Because I would argue that there's wrong networks to be a part of too.
Yeah. And I have been in some.
And how, and how networks are so profitable for your business. Okay, cool. So again, if you could just break it down real quick, if people haven't listened to that episode, what's the difference between a network and a community?
That's so good. Yeah. So I even said, I'll repeat it from the last episode where that network is like a tool. Like the person is a tool. They're so helpful. They're so useful. They're so knowledgeable, and hopefully they're generous. And you are able to offer the generosity back.
Yeah.
Those are the people when I feel like there's a bit of a crisis with my podcast, or I'm at this sticky spot with things I need help with, like website or admin or whatnot, or hiring. And I'm like, okay, this is your expertise, zone of genius. Help me out, sis. A community is the person that I call when things are just tough in general, or I want to celebrate something in general, personal, professional, doesn't really matter. There's some people that overlap, but more than likely than not, I have like one person is only in one category or the other.
That's good.
Rarely ever overlap.
Yeah, That's good. So to summarize it, community is one word. Community is
friendship, relationship.
Relationships. Yeah, friendship, relationship. And also just like like-mindedness and networking.
Value.
Yeah, and networking doesn't always have to be like the same values as you, but are relationships that you can really utilize in your business to take it farther, right? To stretch it farther. Yeah. Okay. So
I almost imagine, sorry, it's so silly. I almost imagine like Mario Kart, whenever you can like go over the like
rainbow.
Yeah. Like the rainbow, zoom, and you like get extra super fast. That's your network. Your network, it's like, you just get a little like extra push, a little extra speed when you hit the right ones. Yeah. Or like the walking sidewalk at the airport.
Oh, the walking sidewalk. I used one of those the other day.
Oh.
So good.
Yes.
People that just like take the walk on their own. I'm like, why? When you have this.
And what are you trying to prove?
You're still taking steps. You're not standing on the elevator. You still got to walk, but
get on the walking sidewalk. So this is networking.
Get on the walking sidewalk. That is networking. That is so, so good. Okay. Something that my dad used to tell me all the time growing up. I'm sure your dad did too. I just have a feeling our dads would have been friends.
Let's go. They would.
But it's that you are who you surround yourself with.
100%. My dad used to say you are what you read, what you listen to, and who you hang out with.
Wow.
So wow.
Yeah,
wow, look at us.
I'm sure if you were also a millennial, your parents and all told you that, and also beyond that. Okay, so who you're surrounding yourself with. So success, right? Why does your success depend on who you surround yourself with? I can give you my answer, but what's yours?
Well, I want to hear your answer first.
Yeah. Man, I think that could be like a mic drop statement for some people and be like, my success doesn't depend on who I surround myself with, which like, okay, define success, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, what does success mean for you? Because it means something different to everybody. But for me, I've seen the most growth personally and professionally by surrounding myself and aligning myself with people with similar values, people that are ahead of me in the game, which we've talked about, and people that also I can bring value to and help along the way. It's like this ecosystem. It's community as God intended it. And it's just relationship with other people. And so that's where this networking community gets intertwined with each other a little bit. What'd you say?
Yeah, I like where I've personally seen it. Yeah. It's kind of like your question.
Yeah, why does your success depend on who you surround yourself with?
Yes. Well, I think that is like the people you surround yourself with are going to help define what success is for you. Like if all you ever really know is a mastermind group and everyone's trying to hit 7 figures or something like that, then success is going to be 7 figures for you.
Oh, like, that's so good.
They're defined, like who you surround yourself with is defining what success is.
Yes.
If I am in a mom group and we're all trying to be like Montessori, homeschool, like whatever, crunchy, like whatever, like the mom culture is going to be.
Yeah.
Like success is going to be achieving that version of mom.
It's good.
So it's like who you surround yourself with is going to naturally start to kind of bend what success looks like for you. And so I think that's why we have to be super careful too about what our network looks like.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, you can start having goals that in fact are not aligned with your actual desire and goals.
That's really good. Well, do you think that people, and this might be a hot take, but like, do you think that people can be a part of too many networks?
100%.
I 100% also think that.
Yeah.
I think that.
And I think it's a tendency, especially for women, because we want to be included. We want to belong. We want to show up. Find our place, that we just go and like half booty a lot of different small things when in reality we could give our all and invest in one thing, or several, but not a ton.
But again, the difference between networking and community, like you can find, I would say you need to find one community to like go really deep in, you know, like in like these are going to be your people. And I would also say that you can be in multiple different networks, but it's like, what is the purpose? Are you using them to their full potential? And if you're not, then are you known in those networks? Like I would say we're a part of like a couple, 2, 3.
2 bigger networks.
Networks. And we're known within those networks.
I think like, do you want to be wide and thin? Or do you want to be deep and like right here? I like the word network too. It makes me even think of just like the podcast network that my own personal podcast is on. Good. It's like it works well because we're able to champion each other. I don't know what they had for dinner last night. I'm not going to ask them for them to send me a picture of their family. I love them. I'm not on their Christmas card list, and they aren't on mine.
Yeah.
but when it comes to like podcasting, we have linked arms and we will get there together.
We'll talk about like your book's coming out.
Sure.
In August. And then maybe when you're listening to this, her first debut book has already come out. But how like is your podcast network helping you get that book across the finish line?
It is. Okay. This is actually really very practical. So like people are like, how many people are on your team? I'm like, trick question, because there's so many different departments of what I do that almost come with their own team that are able to help me out of house. Yes. So for example, the book, I'm traditionally published, so I have a publishing team, editor, acquisition, like marketer, all the things right there.
Right.
One-stop shop. And then for the podcast network, which I love the word network in this because it kind of drives this point home of there are people there with expertises to add value in their driven lane to get me further. But when they get my podcast farther, they also win. Like when I have more listeners, they make more money. So it's like it is a cool, really cool world. When it comes to the book with what you're saying, it's neat though now because they're like, hey, we are holistically in on Rachel's success.
Yes.
And success being not how many listeners does she have every week, which is like the surface level success. That's like low hanging fruit for the network. They're like, really will do super well if she becomes sort of like this character we're trying to help her build with her brand through the book, through the whatever. So it's in our best interest to help her beyond her podcast.
Well, and also like the other people on your network shows that you're being a guest on whenever they do something big one day. The hope is that you would
return the favor 100%. And I do
that right there.
And I'm cashing in favors right now too. Like it's a
revolving door. And it's like that is network, you know? And I think what's interesting about Rally, when I think about like how Rally came to be as a business, we have a whole episode on that. It's our very first episode if you haven't listened to that. But it is, when I think about how Rally came to be, like we founded it as a community and a network came from it. What?
And it was backwards a little bit.
I would say like usually like you network with people and then you find you're like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people in that network and you're like, okay, these are my people.
Yeah.
But Rally is like, this is a community. We're all sharing the same values of being Christian female entrepreneurs. And then the networking started.
And that is enough likeness.
Oh my goodness.
When you can like.
Watching the network unfold has been one of my favorite unexpected things of having Rally, because I'm like, we've utilized the Rally network, you know, like paying people for their services. People have hired us for individual services out of Rally. And then also people have, I wish I had like a counter on how much money, because probably 6 figures easily of people that have bought from other people.
Oh, like the Rally. Trade, the economy that happens.
The Rally economy. You know what I'm saying? But I think like that's what's so powerful about a network, you know, especially in business. And if you don't have a network, Rally is a great network. I'm going to tell you right there.
Shameless plug. Hey, I want to ask a question because I want to go somewhere though.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it also possible that people can abuse a network and not do it well?
Yes. Yeah, I think some people join networks to be become more known, right? And be seen and to hopefully like find more clients, you know, and I think there's so much merit in that. But I also think that like whenever you show up to network hoping to take and not give necessarily, and I don't think this is done intentionally, especially with like our kind of people, it doesn't happen intentionally.
Yeah, we don't really see it, but it happens.
Yeah, but it happens where people take, and then like never have anything to give, you know, and like that, and that's seen. And we've seen in our circles over the years of like the people that get farther faster are the people that are constantly sharing ideas with each other, reciprocating things with each other, and championing each other in their networks, and not the people who are like, how can I use you to get to the next level and not help anybody else up in the process.
Yeah.
I just want to pass you. I want to grab your hand to keep running up the stairs faster, but at no point are we going to go with each other, or am I going to look back and see who I can help that's fallen down back there?
Yeah. And I wanted to like just say something like that, because I think the tendency is to think like, oh, I'm going to make network, I'm going to make business besties, they're going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes. And if you're not careful about the circle and the group and the community and the network environment that you're trying to join, like there are ulterior motives and they do end up coming out, which is always really weird and icky and strange. It makes me think of that game that, I don't know if you played this in PE growing up, but like I have this very visceral like memory.
Core memory.
Yeah.
It's glowing in your brain.
Coach Hill.
Okay, Coach Hill.
Okay. Ballantyne Elementary.
Okay.
2nd grade.
Okay.
We were playing with this like, I don't know what you're going to call them. I'm going to call them like lily pads, right? Okay. It was a team activity. Okay. So you had 4 people, but you only had 3 lily pads, and you had to get across the PE court or like the basketball court.
Yes.
Whatever. Gym. That would be gymnasium.
Yes.
So like you had to, everyone like gets on one lily pad and then you like throw the other 2 and then you jump or whatever.
It's clocking to me.
I remember there was this one guy, no names.
Okay. No names.
No names.
Jeff. No, I'm just kidding.
And he like took the lily pad, 2 of our 3 lily pads, and just used them for himself. And he got to the other end. And I was like, bro, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You can't. No, like this is a team effort. Or like in Monsters University, great movie. When they're like going through the scare games. And there's that one where they have to go through
Who's my Kappa?
There's the one with like the glowing like sea urchin looking things.
Yes.
And the goal was to get your team through.
The finish line.
And Mike and Sully are like competing against each other. And sure, they got through first, but they didn't bring their whole team. Therefore, their team did not win.
Right.
And it's that. It's like.
But can I also say like there's people do this wrong and they learn the hard way.
Yes. I was about to say.
And then they do it right.
And
like there's
so no
if
shame.
That's you, like that's totally fine.
No shame.
Or if you're holding a grudge maybe against somebody that you know that has done this the wrong way, be an example of how to do it the right way.
Right.
That's
and
so
the reconciliation can be there.
Yeah.
And if you have done it wrong, this is like my homework assignment for you is to like maybe just take a step of boldness or bravery and at some point draft up a text or send it even. And it says, hey, I'm so sorry. Hey, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
That was not cool.
Or like, hey, maybe I said something that like it feels weird in my heart. Like
I want to make sure we're good.
Yeah. Maybe we're like at a dinner or something and I like said something and like it's still weighing on my chest. They could have gotten nothing of it.
But the conviction.
But sending that, the people that have done that in our lives have made us closer with those people.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love it.
Okay. On that track, how do you balance the giving and the receiving?
Oh, of networking?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a hot take. I don't think there should be a formula or else it defeats the purpose of having it be.
It's like dating and you're like trying to like be so psychoanalyzing.
Yeah. Like if you overthink it, you're probably not doing it right. So I'm like, let people be generous. You be generous. Like love does not keep a record of wrongs and rights.
Yeah.
Like you owe me, I owe you. It's like, hey, it would be really cool if we could do this together.
Yeah.
Like, how can I help you? And can I be honest with how you can help me? That's it. That's the only formula I'm going to give you. I don't want to like make things messy.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. And do you feel like networks have to be transactional? Like what is the strategy? Well, I'm just like, is there a strategy? Like people have asked us this. Like you guys seem to know everybody. Like, okay, we were in a room last year at She Speaks. And we were talking to the speakers, like we had literally honestly didn't know them. And somebody came up to us and they're like, hey, like we want to be friends with y'all because y'all seem to know everyone. We're like,
I remember that.
Oh no. We just met them for the first time actually. We're just catching up, thanking them for being here. And I really think that it like takes being so genuine with like no expectation of anything in return, because you never know when that relationship a year later or years later or months later becomes a business transaction. Truly.
This is where the faith conversation has to come into play.
Has to come into play. That's so good.
Because
bridge this gap.
Because God does not make mistakes. He also is not a God of chaos. He's also not a God of coincidence. He is one of strategy, efficiency, organization, also so much grace and spontaneity. We love him. He's so much fun. Also, he's like, I know what I'm doing here. I need you to trust my process. So when you sit next to someone on the plane, you could put your AirPods in. You could tap out. Also, you could see it as an opportunity. Like, I wonder what is here. Like, what is God trying to do with this? I had a podcast interview with a guy, and we were starting to talk like, you're from South Carolina, and I'm from South Carolina. We have the same friends, and we have similar stories. And you're like, what is God up to? Right? So, the faith aspect, the perspective of faith asks you to lean in and just be a little bit more curious, like, what's God up to? That's when the coolest networks happen, because then you're not partnered for like, how can you help me and how can I help you? You're like, hey, how can we together get more people in heaven? Well, like, how can we work together for the kingdom?
You know what I'm thinking of right now? I'm thinking of the woman at the well.
Sure.
And I'm thinking of how Jesus got curious about her life. Obviously, Jesus had all the answers. He's Jesus. But like, he got curious about her life.
He asked her questions anyways. He got, like, you could even know who someone is by following them on Instagram, but like, I don't ever pretend like I know them from anywhere. Right. Yeah. I'm never like, hey, I follow you. Yeah, don't be so presumptuous.
Yeah, like, because it kind of freaks me out. Honestly, it freaks me out sometimes whenever people are like, hey, like, I know blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
how are the twins? And you're like, what's your name?
Literally. But that's a whole other conversation. But I'm thinking of the woman at the well because Jesus got curious about her life. She ended up, believing in him, and being like, oh my gosh, it's you, Christ. And she went and spread the word with her town. And Jesus ended up staying there for multiple days, witnessing to them, and how many more people were converted because of the woman at the well. And it's like,
if you trace it back,
Jesus wasn't looking for like anything other than to be with this woman who was alone and vulnerable and all the things. And I'm not saying anybody that you're networking with, they're not alone and vulnerable necessarily, but like, Jesus wasn't trying to use her.
And I think we don't discount the ordinary is what that story tells us too. Like, if you looked at something miraculous in your life and you traced it with your finger all the way back to like the root moment or opportunity or relationship, it was so beyond ordinary. It's not funny, which tells us and me and friends listening, like, don't discount ordinary moments. Don't say there couldn't be something here for me, for my business, for abundance in this moment. Either. Like, I'm not going to be the one that cuts that short.
Yeah. I mean, I just had somebody reach out to me literally this past weekend that was like, hey, friend, like, I love everything you're doing and blah, 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 and was inquiring about marketing stuff with me. And I'm like, we've never met in person. We have mutual friends of so-and-so and so-and-so, but it's just like, you really just like never know when that seed's going to be planted or that compliment is going to be remembered or that genuineness is going to be what makes these transactions happen later. Like, I think the genuine curiosity and love for other people is a requirement for a transaction to happen on the back end.
Amen.
It is. Okay, so to wrap this up, because we could talk forever. We could talk forever, okay? We started the community first, then the networking came within Rally. But how does Rally create the kind of connections that lead to this personal and this professional growth and this networking opportunity that we're talking about?
I think like I talked about community almost being like a muscle. So I kind of want to keep going with that, with community and networking being under a similar umbrella. Like, networking is also a skill, and it's also a muscle that you have to flex and get good at. Rally is like this it's the gym. Yeah. It's the safe space to go to practice it. Like, sure, you could go out in the field, you could go at home, you could find like textbooks and call them dumbbells and do the same workouts. But like Rally, the gym affords you the ability to be able to go and like borrow a treadmill. Yeah. You're like, I want to get really good at running. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go run. Yeah. And so it's like, hey, come get a membership, be at our gym, like try this out, get good, get strong at this. Yeah. So that you can see how it's applied to the strength you carry in the rest of your life. Like, you're a stronger mom, you're a stronger wife, you're able to lift more, carry all the groceries in at one trip because I know that's right. You put in your work in the gym and it's the same. So it's like it leads to both professional and personal growth because sure, like there's a professional version of Rachel, there's a personal version of Rachel, there's a spiritual version of Rachel. Like, there's so many different components as to who I am. Yes. But when one grows, they all like end up lighting up and firing off at the same time.
Was it this episode where we're talking about the tides rising? Or was it the last one?
It was the last one. I don't know. But this idea that, like, there's just cool things that can happen, and to think that we're so compartmentalized that not every area will be affected for good or bad is so ignorant.
Well, and that even speaks to a whole other topic of like your personal relationships and your personal life can bring you business.
Oh, and normally that's where it starts. It's all grassroots, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, if you trace it all back to the very beginning, it's going to be because one person introduced you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Yeah, but
I think even, I want to say this one more thing. Yeah. This is going to be a shout out to a certain girl that I think about the opportunities I have to today. And let's actually do the practical tracing.
Yeah,
okay?
Practical. Let's hear it.
Testimony. So I wrote a book.
Okay.
Right? Comes out in a few weeks as we're recording this. Yeah. So wild. Can't even believe it. Okay, I got the book deal because a publisher said, we want you to write this book with us.
Yeah.
They gave me the book deal, though, because a literary agent said, hey, I listened to your podcast and
it's great.
It's great, and I think that you have something to say. Mm-hmm. She listened to my podcast because I had certain guests on my show. Mm-hmm. Well, I had certain guests on my show because I have a network that gave me the opportunities to be with those guests.
Yes. At that time, you weren't with an actual network.
No, but like I had a network of people. You
had a network of people.
Right.
Your own network. I'm just clarifying.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then I had the network of people that I had to be on my podcast because, a certain individual introduced me to a friend.
Yeah, and had a great experience on your show.
Had a great experience on the show and introduced me to a friend who had the access to the network and connected me.
Yes.
I draw all the way back to this one episode with this one individual who I almost canceled because I wasn't sure if it was going to be, quote unquote, air quotes here, worth it.
Yeah.
Worth my time because I didn't know her.
Yeah.
I didn't know her story. Didn't know her projects. It was Tony Collier. And if we trace it all the way back to Miss Tony, who's killing it these days at the moment.
We love you, Tony.
Like, it was an ordinary, just another podcast interview.
Yeah.
That unlocked a door, which unlocked a door, which unlocked a door, and you get the rest.
Well, I would say I wouldn't be literally sitting with you right here doing this right now without you believing in me whenever I had a newborn baby I was inside the classroom, didn't want to go back from maternity leave.
You guys, I'm going to start crying.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't.
Oh, no.
I have tears in my eyes too now. But it's true. Yeah. Like, that's the power of community. Like, that's why, like, we've brought this to people.
Mm-hmm. I cannot look at you.
Cry count one. But really, guys, like, this is literally why Rachel and I have such a heart for...
We want to give the girl
community. Like, we want to
chance.
give people the experience like we've had, and Rally's been able to be that for hundreds of women. And like, I can't even imagine what's to come.
The ripples that
but you need
our friend Anna says
you
turn
need
into
community
waves.
And you need network. And sometimes those overlap and sometimes they're separate. But you need to be in a place where you feel known, loved, and valued. And like, we would love for Rally to be that place for you as I'm wiping tears away from my eyes if you're not watching the video. But like, it is just so epic. Like, and truly, like, our slogan for Rally is like, let's go farther together. Let's go farther together because, yeah, you can run this race alone and like you'll be capped out at some point. But to run it with endurance, like, is it Hebrews 12:12?
Hebrews 12:1.
Hebrews 12:1. Okay. Therefore, let us run the race with endurance. Like, how do you run the race with endurance? You run the race with endurance by doing it with other people who have the same values of you, who are wanting to champion you, to share wins with, and to network with. Mm-hmm. Well, that was so good, guys. Until next time.
Thanks for the therapy.
No, for real. If you would love to be a part of a community that truly cares about you and wants to champion you, join Rally. We have a link in the show notes. You can find us online at Let's Rally Together.
You can find us online at letsrallytogether.com.
Yeah. Okay. You can find us online at letsrallytogether.com or on Instagram at Let's Rally Together. And what about reviews, Rach?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Hey, listen.
If you love this.
If you love us and you kind of get the gist here, which is that it takes other people to make us go further and for you to go further too, for us to bring you this content, then it would mean the world to us if you did the funnest free thing, which is just to leave us a review. It's the best way to contribute for us. 5 stars would be so much fun. We love reading them, screenshotting them, geeking out over them. And if you're listening on Spotify and watching on Spotify or even watching on YouTube, you can actually leave comments below. So if there was a nugget, a moment, the thing that you're pulling away from this episode, we would love to know. If you have anything you said you'd want to add, like if you were sitting in a chair next to us, what would you want to say too? We want to know, want to hear from you, and we will see you inside the Rally community. It's one of the most fun places to be.
So good. Okay, well, let's go farther together.